Everybody, I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. We are back tonight to talk about trends in 2024 when it comes to our career so that we can make sure that whether you have a job, you don't have a job, you're really preparing for the new things, the new opportunities that 2024 will bring to us. I am so excited for this year. And I'm not one of those people that in the beginning of the year, they set New Year's resolution and all of that. I didn't do any of that this year, but I am determined to actually do well this year. If there's anything I am doing this year, I am sitting on my business. That is what I am doing this year, sitting on my business and making it all business 2024. Now, we are here to talk about our careers. What are the things, the watch outs, the things you need to watch out for 2024, some of the things you need to start to think about as things change for us. I have some statistics that we're going to review. So please, whether you have a job, you don't have a job, this IG Live is going to bless you. It's going to help you a lot. So I'm hoping that I'm going to pin DTechcentrics here so that if you have a question or anything like that, Tosin Taiwo from DTechcentrics is going to be able to help you. So she's on the call here with us. All right. So how are you doing and where are you joining us from today? Please let us know in the comment section, and Happy New Year to you. And this is our second week in 2024. I hope, it's sinking in that it's a new year, new opportunities, new experience. And when I look at 2024, I'm Nigerian, by the way. And one of the things I said I won't do for this year is no grief for anybody. This year, I'm not grieving for anybody. There is no, I'm going to go for gold. I'm going to go for top of the line like I always do. But I'm going to push myself a lot more this year so that there could be better results. Now, for 2024, I want to start with digital transformation. If you know me, I'm a digital transformation leader. And when it comes to what has been happening to our world since 2020 and 2011, I am well aware about it. And sometimes this keeps me up at night. To be honest, yes, it keeps me up at night. Look at last year. Who here can tell us the trend for last year? What was the serious trend? Wow, I see people from New Haven, Connecticut, Philippines. Wow. From Abuja, from Lagos. You guys didn't sleep yet? Texas, Nigeria, Lake from Edmonton, thank you all for joining. I acknowledge your presence, even if you haven't told me yet where you are joining us from. And I want us to discuss first, what were some of the trends that caught you unawares in 2023? This is going to be a big conversational. We are looking for answers. So let's talk through it. What were some of the trends that you felt like, oh my God, for 2023, this really just took over everything, or this caught me unaware, or this really changed the game for us? Now, for me, I think one of the things that changed the game for me is AI. I have known about AI for years, but you just know AI is coming. AI is going to take jobs. AI is going to do this and that. But we've seen it in workplaces on a smaller scale. You've seen it in robotics process automation with, using AI and robotics process automation to automate processes and remove redundancy. But in 2023, pretty much ChatGPT thinks for me. Right. I sit down with my ChatGPT. We are best friends. And I'm an engineer, so when it comes to prompting, I'm really good at it. And I watch AI became a game changer for me in 2023. Now, in 2022, we saw NFT. If you're familiar with crypto, blockchain, we saw NFT, which is a virtual reality branch of digital transformation. It was a big deal in 2022. Everybody wants to have a house in a virtual reality world. That was the trend for 2022. Every year, we are seeing one area of digital transformation trend come into our world. 2021, what was it? It was cryptocurrency. 2021, everybody had made money from crypto. Everybody was balling with all those penny stocks with crypto. It was crypto craze, 2021. 2022, NFT. 2023, it was, ChatGPT and the different AI platforms that took over a lot of things that we're doing. Now, me and you should be asking ourselves, what are we expecting in 2024 when it comes to digital transformation? What is going to take some of the spaces? What is going to be changing maybe the way we think, the way we do business, the way where healthcare is administered? You know that every year there is something that comes into our life. Now we saw NFT came into our life. Its lifespan was very short. It kind of dropped off a little bit. Crypto came into our life. Crypto didn't die. Crypto is there. but it wasn't as big as last year like it was 2 years ago. Now, we have seen AI, but let me tell you, AI is not going anywhere. AI is here to stay. It's only going to expand. It's going to be broader. It's going to be bigger. And it's going to do wonderful stuff. Because, unlike cryptocurrency, people didn't accept cryptocurrency a lot. Some people didn't like NFT. They just felt like, I don't want to go and buy my house in virtual reality world and believe that's a real house. That's not a real house. Some people didn't accept crypto. They said that is not real money. But AI, you can't dispute AI. Even if you are a hater from hell. By the time you use ChatGPT 3 times, you'll be like, what is this thing? This is wizardry. This is serious business. It becomes your best friend. You start to use it to do different things. And you start to adapt your processes to AI. And this is what we're going to have moving forward. So me and you, as we discussed today about the trends in our career for 2024, we need to first of all sit down and start to think. All right, what trends should we expect in 2024? What are those things? And let me tell you, you know that most times people try to change career. Oh, I want to go to tech. I will leave everything I'm doing. Do you see, ChatGPT thought of something. You don't need to change to tech before you use ChatGPT. Where you are, in what you do, you can use AI for it. You can use AI for it. You don't have to run away and say, I'm going to leave my medicine. I'm going to leave being a caregiver. I'm going to leave being a nurse. I want to just cross to tech. You don't have to cross to tech to use ChatGPT. You can use it for your work. It makes your work a lot better. It makes your work a lot effective, which is teaching us something. We can migrate into tech without having to change our career completely. We can leverage AI where we are or move a little bit towards AI, but not run into a new career entirely. Now, in 2021, I want to talk about some statistics now, some research. In 2021, McKinsey and Company released a data. It was an article. This article discussed about how by 2030, 100 million jobs would be taken from 7 countries, including United States, Spain, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, China, and India. 100 million jobs will be taken by 2030. It didn't mean that everything will happen in 2030. It just meant that from 2021 to 2030, that 9-year period, we are going to see the effect of digital transformation, and 100 million jobs are going to disappear from off the table. And from 2021 till now, me and you have seen NFT growth. We have seen cryptocurrency, blockchain growth. We have seen data analytics, cybersecurity. Everything right now, you need to cyberly secure it. We have seen us not using hard drive anymore. Everything is stored in cloud. Cloud computing has become the order of the day. We have seen data science really taking its shape. If you are in finance, you know that today robotics process automation is taking its place in finance. When it comes to, redundancy being removed from your financial analysis, you can see that with your 2 eyes. Business analysis, you can see that that even your business analysis is no longer strong, except you have some robotics process automation being added to it, because being a specialist at something is going to take forefront as we move towards 2030. Now, the reason why we are having this discussion is because it's New Year. And we are expecting something the same way we didn't expect ChatGPT last year. It came. If you don't expect something to come and it comes, then you're not prepared for it. We want to make sure that anything that comes to us this year, we're prepared for. Now, we want to talk about, I was talking about the study by McKinsey and Company and how they say 100 million jobs will disappear. I want to show on my screen, I'm going to tap so that we can look at the back. I want to show on my screen some of the jobs that McKinsey predicted that will disappear, and some of the jobs that will have more growth, will have more opportunities, so that tonight you can sit down and analyze your own opportunity and say, am I in the right career path or not? All right, let me turn my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Please comment if you can see my screen. I'm sharing my laptop at the moment, so can you see my screen? So this is what McKinsey, this is the report they released. And on this side, you can see different type of career, occupation category. You can see it there. You can see occupation category. Then you can see country. I told you all of these countries are the countries where the 100 million jobs will disappear. Now, anywhere in blue, the more blue it is, the more opportunities are going to be available. The more black it is, the more jobs are going to disappear. Now we can see blue, blue, blue when it comes to healthcare. Even care workers, they will continue to have jobs. In the United States, health aides, health workers, people in health tech, they will continue to have jobs in the United States, in Spain, in United Kingdom, everything except India. They said when it comes to care workers, that in India, their thing is turning to light blue. It's going to become light blue. But every other of these countries, this particular occupation, this particular occupation, which is health aides, techs, and care workers, will continue to bloom. Isn't that interesting? So I'm not a fan of care working. I feel like, I'm one of those people that say, don't be a care worker. But let me tell you, people who are getting care jobs is moving them to the United Kingdom. People who are getting care jobs is moving them to Canada. People who are getting care jobs is moving them to the United States. If not care job you go get the care job first, enter the UK, enter the US, enter Canada. When you get there, we can now say, let's move one step further for you to do something else that would now deliver more money. The first thing you need to be thinking about is, if I need to relocate, what is the easiest way to relocate? I must tell you, every country that I have seen, whether it's the US, whether it's Canada, this thing has died. Okay, it didn't die. Every country that I have seen that is important needs care workers. This is the truth. And I want you to sink in tonight. If you are in any of these places and you're thinking, I want to move. I've chatted with tens of people who have gotten care jobs in Canada, in Nova Scotia, in New Brunswick. Care job is bringing them there with permanent residency, with some work permit that can be converted to permanent residency. Same with the UK. Africans are rushing to the UK because there is care job. Same with the US. Companies, hiring agencies are bringing people to the US, giving them green card for doing care jobs. So if your own case is, I need to move, and you feel like I can touch people, I don't hate touching people, care job is not bad. And it's going to be here for a long time. Why? Because there is aging. Population aging is happening. The population around the world, in the US, in the UK, in Canada, is aging. So they need people to take care of these elderly people. So these people, the health tech aides, the health tech people, the tech aides, the health aides people, the care workers, they will always be needed at least until 2030. The next set of people, STEM people, engineers, the scientists, the food technologists, the agriculturists, all of these STEM people. Your area is engineering. Your area is in mathematics. You are in quantum mechanics. You are in quantum computing. You are a scientist of any type. You are still going to have opportunities in America. America will continue to love their engineers. They will continue to love their scientists. So you are still in a safe space, except if the money is not good. That is your only reason to leave. If you're thinking, will I lose job as an engineer? There is strong dark blue for engineers, for mathematicians, for people like that, for the next until 2030. So that's good. Now for Spain and United Kingdom, you can see that it turned from dark blue to light blue. Light blue means the number of jobs is not going to be that. So with that in mind, you want to see others. Companies that are investing heavily in technology. Companies like Japan, like China, like the United States, like France, like Germany, they have deep blue. Why? They are investing in innovation. They need engineers. They need scientists. They need all these people. Now, you're wondering, Canada is not on this list because Canada is not, when it comes to all this analysis, Canada is not a big country. The population is smaller. When it also comes to innovation, they're not leading anything. So they're not considered as important like that. So let's just focus on these countries. Right. Healthcare professionals. Now, because of population and aging that I talked about, you can see healthcare professional will also always be needed in the US and China. So I'm a public health specialist. Should I move to Canada or the US? Pack your bags and move to America. For the next 10 years, America will always still need those health promotion specialists. They will need those public health specialists. They will need those epidemiologists. They will need those, all of those, you name it. Anything in healthcare will continue to sell in America. It'll continue to sell. It has strong blue. And managers. Now, I want to pause a little bit there. I hope you're enjoying this live. My hope tonight is for us to think through the trend in 2024. What are some areas where jobs are going to drop? Whether right now or in the next 4 years, these jobs are going to be dropping like rock. We want to make sure that if the number of jobs in your field is going to reduce from now until 2030, that you are aware of it, that you can move away from career paths that are not going to really blossom and probably pivot into something else that will both blossom, where you can use your background, where you can use your experience, where you can use your education. That is what we're doing tonight. We've just gone through a part of this list where we saw that from right now, from 2018 to 2030, there'll be some strong trends in these 7 countries, and there will be some jobs that will be taken away, and there will be some jobs that would be won. So the first ones that we saw there, when you see a strong blue means increase. Light blue means there will be increase, but it's not a lot. When it's black, there is absolutely a decrease. All right, let's go back. Okay, so you can see it here again. Decrease means, this color here is decrease. This is the reduced, the most reduced, and this is the most increased. So when you see strong red, it's an indication that career path will stand the test of time. AI is not going to take those jobs. Those jobs are not going to disappear. They're not part of those 100 million jobs that will disappear. Now, we've come to managers. You can see managers across all the countries. Manager jobs, they are consistent. They are not the best when it comes to numbers of jobs, but they are also not the lowest when it comes to numbers of jobs. We see legal professionals. America is warning us here and saying very soon we won't need a lot of lawyers. Very soon we won't need a lot of business professionals. If your son is currently thinking, I want to go and study business in school, you should be telling them, I forbid you from doing that. I mean that because look, your son wants to come to America to do business. Can you see what is happening? It's light blue in America. It's light blue in the UK. It's light blue. That means the number of jobs when it comes to increasing your son or your daughter. An average Nigerian parent want their child to be a lawyer or so you would go and do an MBA. All of you that believe that MBA, Loleshe, you can see when it comes to business and legal, the number of jobs when it comes to increment is not a lot. It's very, very light blue. So before you carry your bag in this new year and say, I want to go and do MBA, think twice. Before you carry your bag and say, I'm going to law school. America said by 2030, the number of jobs will reduce drastically. We need to think ahead of time. We need to be thinking the decision you want to make in 2023. Who have you talked to about that decision? Is that decision going to be important? Is that a waste of time? Are you making decisions in fields that are going to disappear because of what is being predicted, because of digital transformation? We want to make sure that you are not investing another kobo in an area that we feel like the job market is reducing their opportunities, especially as we are in the new year. Why is this conversation very relevant? As an African, when it's the new year, we are planning rigorously. We are thinking, what course am I doing this year? What certifications am I obtaining this year? I'm going back to school this year. You start to make those plans. But we want to make sure that you are not making those plans based on follow. My sister has an MBA. I must get an MBA too. For what reason? When you are trying to live in the US, and the US is saying this is color light blue. That means there will not be a lot of jobs as we move towards, from now, we are in 2024. As we move towards this 2030, that there will be very limited amount of jobs. So please, abort mission. You and your MBA, abort mission. Now, I want to talk about specialty in these countries. We live in a world where specialties wins. Specialty wins in this part of the world. And what I mean by that is people are hiring specialists. They are not hiring generalists. If you are trying to go and study business, it makes you a generalist. You know a bit of small things. You are not specialized in any area. So you don't own any lane. You are jack of all trade, master of none. So that your dream to do an MBA. Let it die tonight. You don't need an MBA because it makes you master of none, jack of all trade. And according to these statistics, America is saying when it comes to business, when it comes to legal professionals, number of jobs on the market will start to drop from now until 2030. If something is going to have lower amount of job, why should me and you go and study that? United Kingdom is saying the same thing. We are going to have less amount of these jobs on the market from now until 2030. France is saying the same thing about legal and business professionals. Germany is saying the same thing. Only if you want to go and live in Japan and China. Japan and China are the only two countries on this matrix that have strong blue. Japan and China has strong blue when it comes to business and legal. Let me show you again. So this is it. This is the chart we're reviewing tonight. This chart is pretty much prediction that was made by McKinsey 2 years ago, really telling us what will happen from now until 2030. That when it comes to prediction, the areas in deep blue are career paths, areas that will all have jobs and that will have increase in jobs. There will be more need for people in these areas and specialization. And that wherever we see black or wherever we see very light blue and then it starts to become gray and black, these are career paths that you need to abort the mission. These are not career paths that you want to say, I'm going to go to school to just study that. Even if you're going to school to just study that, you have to start to think, I'm coming out of that to be specialist at something. Or maybe I have a background. Let's say I have a background in something else, but I want to go and do business management. I know when I finish doing business management, it's not like I want to focus solely on business management. I'm going to focus on a particular area. I'm going to be a specialist at something. So that is, you've seen it, business and legal. America said the number of jobs is going to be drying up. Spain said we will still have some jobs, decent. Here, United Kingdom, France, Germany, they said we wouldn't need a lot of those business and legal managers. Japan and China said we will still be needing them strongly. Now let's move to creative arts and management. So your son said, I want to be a creative. It's okay. It's okay. But let's look at the number of jobs. It said the increase is not a lot in the creative space and arts management. Now, there are people who are making it big in the arts management space. They are inspiration. We love creatives. We love our writers. We love our artists. We love the work they do. But if you want to go to school to study this field, you got to think twice. Is that the right thing I should be doing? Now, let's come down. We're going to move down here to jobs that actually you know that this area is still going to disappear. Production and warehousing. Office support. Office support, you are an executive assistant. You know, this year you need to change that career. You cannot continue to be an executive assistant. They said they wouldn't need them across the board. This career is going to have decrease in need and decrease in job. Office support. I am an executive assistant. I am an office assistant. I'm an administrative manager. I'm Kinikon. I'm a Kinikon operations. You know, all of those titles that are not specialized, that are very generalist. Generalist careers are going to be dying this year and the next 3 to 4 years. So if you're an executive assistant right now, you are an support assistant, you're an office support of any kind, I think this is the point. This is the year where you say, what can I pivot into? What career can I transition into with all of the knowledge I have, with all of the experience I have, where there is upward mobility, where there is jobs on the market? This is the point where you should be doing that, because according to this chart, there are going to be jobs disappearing. It is important for us to note this because I know some executive assistants who are paid well. You know, you're paid well. Comfort zone is your enemy this year. Comfort zone is your enemy. This is not the year where you should be comfortable in your seat and say, I thank the Lord. No, this is the year of we go hard. This is the year of we don't agree for anybody. This year, we don't agree for anybody. This is the year where If you're an office assistant, I mean no disrespect. I just mean that the jobs are going to disappear. You're going to watch it and see your job being taken away by AI. You're going to watch it and see that your pay is not going to look good. This year, me and you, we don't agree for anybody. We are not going to be at the top and the bottom and be saying we are the top and not the bottom. You are the bottom. Statistics said you are the bottom. Reality is what we should use to judge this. I not be quoting Bible. I'm the head and not the tail. If you are the tail, you are at the bottom right now. They said they are going to clear your job. Don't be speaking in tongues on this thing. You got to be acting, man. We need actions. We need to look at how can we migrate you away from that career path. You are a supervisor in a warehouse. You are working in packaging. You are working in the production, warehousing, and all of that. They said they're going to take your job. You can see it. It's deep gray. Deep gray means jobs disappearing. They said they ain't going to need you guys. You can't be working in that warehouse and say, I'm managing here. This year, you don't manage again. You are managed. You need to part ways. Because managing is not going to help you. They said the jobs are decreasing really, really drastically in those areas. And you say, I'm just here. You know, this year, you need to know what you are doing. You cannot be doing jobs that is disappearing. It's not paying you well like that. And if they say it's going to disappear, I think it's time for me and you to change that career. Now, I love agriculture, you know. And when I saw agriculture on this list, I was like, wait a minute. Agriculture shouldn't be on this list. We have food shortage in the world. We have sustainability issues around the world. Why is agriculture on this list? Does that mean that we are not paying attention to climate change? Well, America said it's not like we hate it. The job is going to decrease small. It's almost neutral, but it's going to decrease small. America said that. United Kingdom said we are neutral. We are white collar here in the middle. The job is not going to increase. The job is not going to decrease. It's just going to be there. Every other country is either very black or white. Now, what does that tell you? If you plan to go abroad this year, you want to go and study masters in agriculture, you are planning to go and do some sustainability, you think you want to save the world, let me tell you, my brother and sister, I love your ambition. I love that you want to save the world. But according to the statistics, it said the jobs are not going to be available. I don't want you to go and study something in school. You put in the effort, you put in the work. After 2 years of master's degree, then you can't find a job because there are no jobs on the market. So we want to make sure before you go on there, you said no warehouse. You know one thing with Nigerians, we're delusional. You want to argue with me or with data? I didn't make this chart. McKinsey and Company makes this chart. You are looking at a chart that is being done by professionals to inform us where the world is going. And you are saying, no, you want to sit down and be doing warehouse job? Go and stay and do it and watch the job disappear. There's nothing me and you can do about these statistics. There's nothing we can do about technology. We don't control it. We just have to be informed. Informed enough to make the right decision so that we can move away from places that they said jobs are going to disappear. Yeah, if you want to fight with technology, that is the things with Africa. Africans, instead of accepting our reality when we are doing jobs that are going to disappear, we will be speaking in tongues and be binding and casting it. You can't cast robots and technology. You can't. So we have to let this reality sink in. And this is why I'm sharing my screen, so that you don't say, Dr. Adi said. Dr. Adi didn't say this. Dr. Adi didn't say this. I didn't say this. Technology said this. And the people who are researchers have done the research and they said this is what's going to happen. And you have to make sure that we are catching up with times. We are catching up with reality so the world does not continue to leave us behind. So the world does not continue to see us as at the bottom of innovation because we are not accepting the reality of times. Now let's move up. And I'm saying agriculture shocked me because I didn't expect agriculture to be on this list. But what is that telling you? We are not taking climate change, sustainability. We're not taking it serious around the world. They are not taking it serious. That is why there are not new jobs being created in agriculture. And you can't fight it. Me and you can't fight it. You can't say, well, I'll still go and study agriculture. If you do, they say there will not be jobs. They said agriculture will be losing jobs. If you go and spend your 2 years studying agriculture and then you graduate and you don't get job, at least you know that somebody told you that you shouldn't do it, even if it looks like something we should be investing it as a world. Every country should be investing in agriculture because of food security, food safety, hunger around the world, climate change. We should. But are we doing that? If we are, the number here will not be almost white and here is white. Well, that is our reality, right? Moving on. Customer service and sales. Did you see customer service and sales? My Nigerian brothers and sisters who are coming from the banking industry, who are business development managers, who are customer service representative, who are thinking, I'm going to move to America. Do you see? They don't need you. They said there will be no jobs, that the jobs will be reducing in customer service and sales. So before you say, I love my banking job in Nigeria, it's very prestigious. Should you be thinking, should I be changing my job from that banking? Because they said customer service and sales is not going to be the path forward when we are talking about innovation and the future of work. So as we move towards 2030, what change are you going to make, right? Because we are looking at this chart, is looking like, is she playing? I'm not playing. This is what is the same way we saw AI. AI started taking stuff. AI started becoming the brain box in which we all think. Even companies cannot ignore it. They start to train their employee how to use ChatGPT to do their work, because whether you like it or not, they will use it anyway. And all of these new technologies have been happening. We've seen 2 years ago, it was NFT. Last year was NFT. 2 years ago, it was cryptocurrency. Last year, it was ChatGPT. This year, there will be one or two other technologies coming in. And as these are consumer technologies are the ones affecting our day-to-day lives that we are seeing. Apart from these consumer technologies that we are seeing, in the industry, there are other technologies that you're not seeing, that is not applicable to you on a daily basis, that have taken over stuff. I'm a 3D printing subject matter expert. You may not use 3D printing on a day-to-day in your home, but 3D printing is affecting the manufacturing industry, helping them find another way to manufacture different things. So we also see virtual reality. Virtual reality is helping in logistics, in supply chain, is helping in that area. You may not be seeing the effect of virtual reality at home, but the people who are in the supply chain logistic industry, they will tell you virtual reality is doing wonders in the field. You are seeing some effects of some of the things, but some of them, me and you, we are not seeing it, but it's affecting the large scale commercial industrial areas around the world. The thing I want you to be thinking is what I am doing, or what I plan to go and do, right? Somebody say, oh, just go and become a mechanic. Go and become a mechanic is the best thing. Now you want to move to Canada, just do mechanical engineering, or just do technician mechanic. Look, they said they won't need them. They said they'll be losing job. America said, all right, these people, builders, look, it's almost white, it's gray. That means they're losing job. If it's blue, if it's very deep blue, they're gaining jobs. If it's black, they will lose tons of job. If it's gray, it means they will lose job, but the amount of job they'll lose is not a lot. So this is what we're using to measure up here. This two. This is decrease, this is increase. Now look at this. Builders. Look, they're gonna lose jobs. Right. And I want you, before you make your next career move, before you make a decision this year, I know me and you, I've spoken about where they'll be gaining jobs. So look, educator workforce, right? I want to be a teacher, or can I be her early childhood educator and all of that? Yes, look, you can, but look, all of this blue area, they will gain jobs. The number of gain is just different from one another, but they will gain jobs. So if you are in the care support workers, the STEM, the engineers, the mathematicians, the scientists, the health professionals, the medical doctors, ophthalmologists, optometry, all of these wonderful nurses, they will always have jobs. At least in the US, they will have jobs. And you can see all the the deeper the blue, the more jobs available. Managers, I'm a product manager, I'm a project manager, I'm a clinical, whatever manager you are. They say all the managers, they're going to make sense. They're going to pretty much be all right. Now, the thing is, I know I'm doing these slides because I know that oftentimes when it's the new year, everybody is thinking, I want to do better this year. So you are making a plan, I want to go back to school this year. Or you are making, I want to do an MBA. You have seen the people who are going to be in business and legal, they said they aren't going to be getting jobs. If they're not getting a lot of jobs, you want to go and spend 2 years working hard in that field, I don't know if that's what you should be doing, except if you have time to waste. IT sector with STEM. STEM is IT is science, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. They are together. They will gain jobs. They will absolutely gain jobs. You can see STEM in the US is deep blue. That means the job is skyrocketing on many levels, right? So I think where you need to direct your investment when it comes to time, when it comes to energy, when it comes to anything this year is where there is growth. I think we need to move away from where there is no career growth or where we feel like there's going to be losses. I see here educator and workforce training. It said in the US there will be slightly increase in job, very, very light blue. And then in places like Spain, it is like white, which means there will be no gain of job, there will be no loss of job. And when we look at other countries, then you have to think pretty much and say, okay, food service. They said food service in the US, it's deep gray. They'll be losing jobs. Spain, they said they won't even have jobs. United Kingdom, they'll be losing jobs drastically. All of these things should be part of our consideration. As we go into the new year, I want you to take a step back and evaluate your career. My current career. First, is it going to be gaining jobs or losing jobs? Especially when you're thinking of career advancement. You're thinking, oh, next year I should be promoted. Or this year I should be promoted. I should be a manager. Or by December, I'll be a director. We don't want you to be a director in a place that they are about to start to lose job. We don't want you to start to invest more in a career path that is about to die. We want you, and neither do I want you to run and go to another career path that is 20 miles different from your current area. We want to make strategic addition to your career path that makes you highly competitive so that nobody can fire you. So that when they're even dropping people, you won't drop. That is what we want you to do. I think the first thing you should be doing this year, instead of accounting that I want to do data analytics class, I want to do 3 certifications, I want to do another degree I want to do another business administration degree. I think the first thing is, what is the state of my career? I think that should be the first thing you do this year. There are things we can't control. How digital transformation take over things, we can't control it. I am excited for whatever digital transformation is bringing this year. A new area to help me do my job better. We have seen that over the last 3 years. I like NFT because I love to, I'm an engineer, so I love to put things together using drawing. So when NFT came, I was an embracer. When we had cryptocurrency, I embraced it because I actually don't usually have physical money. I usually have digital money. It was something that I was open to. When ChatGPT came, I became the queen of ChatGPT. I love it. I love AI, so I was expecting it. This year, something else is coming. We don't know what it is yet, but it is. This year, there will also be more loss of job. Yes, there will be areas that there will be growth. Where they said there will be growth, there will be growth. But there will be some areas drastically shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Are you in an area that will shrink? We don't know. Okay. I want to help us think through some of the things that I want you to think about. You need to identify first future-proof careers and future-proof industry. Industry and career are different. There are some people who are healthcare professionals who are working in tech. They make more money, but when they are laying people off, they're the first to be laid off. What do I mean? Let's do an analysis. You are a public health specialist. You are working in Apple. You are working in Apple, working on Apple Watch. You are working on reading all of the data matrix that people are running using Apple Watch, all of those data that are generated. You are analyzing it and making some public health related decisions based on people's lifestyle. So public health, but you work in Apple. Now, you are a public health specialist. You work for the government. You work for the government. You are doing everything, health promotion and all of that in the government. Both of you are public health specialists. The person working for Apple clearly will make more money. They will do maybe more exciting work than you that works for the government. But that industry is not in recession proof, right? If anything happens, they will drop them. But that industry is future proof. It's future proof, which means it is an innovative field. When it comes to reading the data that is coming out of our Apple Watch, using it to make decisions when it comes to our lifestyle, what come on the market, that is a very inspiring work. So should you go to Apple as a public health person? Yes. So before you cross career, let's first talk about industries that are future-proof. You want to migrate towards that industry. Someone is a technical recruiter at Google. You are a human resources manager at a school, maybe a university. Both of you are in human resources, but one of them is a technical recruiter. That is a specialized area of human resources. So one way or the other, their career is future-proof, even if it's in HR. It's future-proof because it's technical recruiting. You are a HR generalist. Another person is in benefits and compensation, and I've added minor in HR analytics. They have added minor in HRIS. You are both, of course, HR people, but one person has some technical skills that makes them stand out. I want you to take a step back in your career today before you run and say, let me go and do cybersecurity or I'll leave this career, pata pata. Before you do that, take a step back. Where you are, is that company future-proof? Is that career future-proof? Those are the two questions. Future-proof, you want a career that will be here. But you also want to work in an industry that will be here. If you're in an industry that is not future-proof, you will not get paid well. They could drop you like a ball, even if you're very valuable. That is the first thing. This year, continuous learning and skill development should be your priority. Every career path, there are new things being added. There are new technology being added. Even if you want to change your career, of course, you will do some skill development, but we want you to do the right one. Even if you're not changing your career, I love my job, it's great. You should be thinking, what are the different things I should build to make my career future-proof, to make my career a lot more competitive? You should be thinking about that this year. This year, you want to remain adaptable, but you have to specialize. Specialty is going to always have to be my thing. You shouldn't just be a generalist. I know a bit of accounting. I know a bit of banking. I know a bit of this. No. Pick one lane and be so good at it. This Western world rewards specialty. Yes, we want you to be adaptable. But you can't say, I did some business analysis course last month. I also did project management. I also have done products before. And I did one Salesforce course. Stop moving around like there's something wrong with you. Focus on one area this year and be so good at it. Build that competence in one particular area. Become a subject matter expert in that area. Know the competencies. Know the skill sets. Know everything required for that one area. This year, it is important that we do that. You can't just be dilly-dallying. Somebody is selling business analysis course. You've bought it. Another person is selling product management. You've bought it. Another one. I was looking at somebody's package Within one package, the person has a cost for business analysis, as product management data analysis, and they say you can buy the package. Why? Why do you want to make one person 3 things? We want you to be good at one thing. Get the skills, get the software, get the network. That is all we want for you this year. Pick a lane and let's build the competencies, let's build the certifications, let's build the education, let's build the network. So people know you're an authority in that lane. You're good at that lane. That's your focus. We just need to make sure that is a good lane. 2024. We don't know what is coming to us when it comes to technology. We just have to stay prepared. We stay prepared by making sure we understand what actually would be here. We make sure that we are in those fields that are not going to dry up. We make sure that we fill our knowledge bank for that particular thing. We fill it well. We make sure that we expand our network in that area. You know, grow your LinkedIn for that career path that you pick. And then we make sure if there's certifications, if there's education, whatever it is for that lane, you get them. This year, don't go here, get small, don't do it. Okay, I came here today with one aim, to make sure that I can still keep it in your hair. The digital transformation is here to stay. Innovation, technological advancement is going to be the order of the day of our world moving forward. There is no denying. There's no denying. And to say that sometimes the jobs that we don't value actually have value. Like care job, you can see was number 1, all deep blue. And sometimes you are doing that to get certain things. Maybe it's to get your papers. Maybe it's to get into a particular country. Maybe it's actually to make money because you can do overtime. Whatever it is, you can start from there, but have a plan. 2024, make sure your plan is solid. Now, I want to help you answer questions. If there are questions regarding your career, if there are questions regarding what you should be doing right now that you feel I can help you with, I'd like you to drop those questions because I want to make sure that when they're saying secure the bag, your name is on a bag and it's a big bag full of money. This year we are sitting on the business. We are standing on the business. We're making money. This year, the only thing that matters to me is to see you work smart. Not just be working hard and not seeing result, or working in a wrong direction, or working in a career path that is going to die. I don't want to see that this year. I want to see you having made that smart decision. You've made that career path. You've made the right one. Yes, I know some of you are going to come and cry and say, you said we shouldn't do an MBA. No, you shouldn't do an MBA. You are not doing no MBA. Go and find a specialized area. You can book a meeting with me. You can come to the boot camp. You do not need to do an MBA this year. Especially if you want to end up in the UK, you want to end up in the US, don't do an MBA. They said the jobs are not going to be a lot. Why spend 2 years and a lot of money to do a career path that doesn't have good return on investment? Do not do it. Don't. STEM, there's going to always be jobs in STEM. All right. Can a master's degree holder do a care job? It depends, but why? Care job wasn't the only thing on the screen I showed there. There are tons of career that will have jobs. Which one is the right fit for you? What do you have your master's in? There is always an adjacent career that you can pivot into that is good for you, that would have job, that would have money. That's what I would suggest that you do. Not just pick one lane. One thing that I see with us Africans is if somebody mentions something, that's the one we want to do now. No. What is good for one person is not good for you. Your own is for you. We need to find out what is the one for you based on your background, your education, your work experience. What is the one for you? That's what we need to find out. Not just because somebody mentioned cybersecurity. You were in a gathering. They said that person is doing cybersecurity. They are making tons of money. Then you think that's what you should be doing. You have a master's in information systems. Why do you want to do care job? With information systems, there is tons of opportunity on the market for you. Masters in global hospitality in the UK. Okay, you have or you are just going. Please write the question in full. I'm a Nigerian trained pharmacist and I have a master's in public health. Please, what can I pivot into if I were to move abroad? You have a master's in public health. This is good. It depends on the country you're going. Based on the analysis that we saw on here, we saw that health professionals in America, the thing is very strong blue. This is it. Health professionals in America is strong blue. Strong blue. In the UK is still blue, not strong blue, which means there is still going to be good amount of jobs. So yes, if you're in public health, these two countries is where you're going. Which one are you going? So we'll know, right? Should you be pivoting anywhere? No, you should not be pivoting anywhere. No, public health, you don't, if you're going in any of those two countries, you don't have to pivot anywhere. We just have to help you understand the market. What are the competencies needed by a public health specialist in those countries? Let's do skill mapping for you. Let's help you understand the competencies needed for that job. You don't need to pivot. And this is the reality. You know, as they're mentioning tech, everybody is thinking, let me pivot into tech. Everybody don't have to pivot into tech. If your career has tons of job on the market, and they said the job is going to always be there, why are you pivoting anyway? We should just make you an expert in that field. We do skill mapping. We review what is needed for the job. We review what is needed for that career path. We make sure you get it. Then you come abroad and win. I am a human rights lawyer, and I have to transition into technology. I'm planning to relocate to the US or Australia. Should I do a master's in law or take a professional course? Good question. Now, if you must do law at all, you must be doing something in law that is connected to technology. Privacy law, tech law. You must be doing something in these areas. There are multiple options. I just mentioned those two that are highly connected to technology that you will not be priced out of the market in such areas. Why? Because technology is booming. Anybody is creating patents. Anybody that is creating a company, anything technology, they are creating thousands of patents. These patents need to be protected. Patent lawyers will always be needed. Privacy lawyers will always be needed. Technology lawyers will always be needed in our time. So as a lawyer, you have to be able to evaluate. Yes, which type of law should I do? Humanitarian law. I'm not gonna tell you anything about that. No. You aren't gonna go ahead and say I'm doing humanitarian law masters. No. You have to go to somewhere in law where there are opportunities. I hope that helps answer your question. Once you pick a lane in law that has tons of opportunities, now let's unveil what is needed. So that once we know what is needed, then that becomes what you're learning. What do you suggest for creatives in Canada to thrive? What do you mean by creative? I can call myself a creative, right? So creative is a vague word. And this is why tonight I'm advocating for specialty. If you're creative, are you an artist? Are you acting film? If you're creative, are you a writer? Are you a technical writer or just a movie writer or a script writer? What are you? Using the term creative is too vague. You have to pick what area of creativity or creative work or arts are you specializing in so that we can assess that. All right. Please, I have GMC license as a doctor in the UK, but no, what is GMC? With all the above information, is it advised to still go for project management, HR, entrepreneurship, marketing, especially if one is coming with a law background, with a master's in maritime and commerce? Okay, I'm not going to tell you to go for master's in an MBA because they said business not welcome. They also said customer service, sales not welcome. But they said managers, like product managers, project managers, they're going to be needed. Marketing managers, they're going to be needed. So I think the answer is in your front there, right? It's right there in your front to pick. I'm a chartered accountant, IT auditor, and cybersecurity analyst, but still struggling to get a job. Yeah. Okay. So from what you told me right now, this is bringing us something here. So as a chartered accountant, being an IT auditor is doable. Being a cybersecurity, so we have to be able to say if somebody is trying to hire a cybersecurity analyst, they usually will prefer people with background in computer science. They will prefer someone who has a degree in computer something. If your background, what you have your degree in is accounting, then targeting a cybersecurity job, you will need tons of certifications to prove your worth. You will need tons of skill sets, software skills to prove your worth because your background is not technology. So if you struggle to land a job, we need to first of all go to the roots. How are you? What's your background? Is accounting your first degree? What's your second degree? And then if it's just first degree that you have, how did you become a cybersecurity analyst? Did you just go into one boot camp? They taught you and you said, I'm now a cybersecurity analyst. If that's what you did, then it will be hard. Add a moderator to your life. I want to do that too. It's not, I want to add somebody from DTech, but I don't see where to do it. And this I see a lot, where somebody will go to a boot camp for cybersecurity or data analysis, and after the boot camp, they now said, I'm a data analyst. And or I've gone to a boot camp for data science. I'm now out of the boot camp. I'm a data scientist. There is educational requirement for jobs. For data science jobs, they prefer people with background in computer science. You've gone to a boot camp. You believe you've gathered some skills. Is that all the skills needed? I'm sure they probably taught you 1/10 of what is required to become a data scientist. And if you are telling me I'm a cybersecurity analyst, then the question is, how did you become a cybersecurity analyst from accounting? How much technical competence did you gather that make you feel like I have good enough competence to compete for a cybersecurity job? What certifications does the market need? Do I have those certifications? And all of this could be revealed to you by skill mapping. With skill mapping, we can help you understand what is needed versus what you have. So we can do a gap analysis. We can see the gap. There's a gap. How wide is the gap? If cybersecurity is what you want to do, we need to do a gap analysis. What they want in that industry versus what you have. And I feel like this happens a lot. Somebody is selling a course. They say, if you buy our course, we'll make you a data scientist. You have bought the course. You have done it. You are done. They say, you are now a data scientist. Now, you put that on your resume, data scientist, but you'll be looking for a job for 6 months. Yes, you will. Because your background is in English education. Data science jobs, they don't hire people with background in English education. They want a computer scientist. And yes, during COVID-19, they hired a lot of people. So employers didn't look at your education too much. Last year, a lot of people were laid off. So a lot of competent people with 10 years of experience, with 5 years experience, with background in computer science, with background in mathematics and physics, they've been laid off. Now they are looking for a job in the same market that you went to 2 months boot camp and you think you are now a cybersecurity analyst. You are now looking for a job with them. So the criteria is harder than it was during COVID. Don't let anybody sell you one course and say you have now been baptized. You are now go and become a data scientist. You need more than that. We need to start with, let's do a gap analysis. What is the full information of what the market needs? Education, work experience, competencies, certifications. Let's know what it is. Because the person that is teaching you, they are teaching you based on what they know. It doesn't mean that the entire market, that is, they know what the entire market needs. And I have seen this a lot. Okay, let's move on. I hope for the person who said they are IT auditor, cybersecurity person, and accounting, and not able to land a job, that you can actually take a step back and start to look through and say, okay, do I have enough for this cybersecurity job that I'm looking for? Do I have enough? What certification do I have? What education do I have? What work experience? What software skills do I have? All right, thank you. My wife had MSc in construction project management in the UK. What certification can she do to move to the US or Canada? Her background is in estate management, another MSc in facility management. To move to the US, what you need is not certification. To move to the US, true job, you need to understand first, what does that market need? The market needs more than certification. What work experience do they need? What education requirements do they want for that job? Are there sponsorship jobs in that field? Because if you say this is who she is, and you want a job in the US, are jobs in that area actually giving sponsorship? Because she's not going to land in the US without sponsorship or something if she's looking for a job. We want to find out, are people being hired by employers and sponsored in a field? Because even if she has everything, and that particular field, there are not a lot of sponsorship jobs, then she still won't get the job. I hope that makes sense to you, because I don't want you to think your wife needs to go and start to learn a certification, and then she learns it, and she's still not landing any job, maybe because there is shortage of sponsorship job in that field, and now she's frustrated. We don't want that. So we want to start from, what is the market needing? Are they filing papers for people? And then once we feel like they can file papers for people, there are tons of sponsorship jobs, then let her go and get the market need. Nigerian pharmacist, MSc in pharmaceutical technology and medicine controls in the UK, but with the intention of migrating to industrial practice, drug manufacturing, US, Canada. Good prospect. Drug manufacturing in Canada. The question I will ask you, when COVID-19 happened, did you see any vaccine that was made from Canada? Have you turned the back of a medication and you saw made in Canada? Canada has no business in anything that is, we are not good at technology. I had a whole PhD in biomedical engineering in Canada. I know see job. There are some careers, a country can be good to some careers. It may not be good for another career. When you are looking for anything related to drug delivery, drug manufacturing is not a Canadian thing. We know they're manufacturing pencil for that country. We import things, we distribute. They will make it in America and Canada distribute. They don't make pin for that country. Oh. I'm Canadian. Go and tell Justin Trudeau. Make him come and stand in front of me, so I can tell him that I spent months looking for manufacturing job. I don't see biomedical jobs in that my Canada. You now want to come from the UK and say they will give you sponsorship job in that Canada that does not have manufacturing. When even UK made COVID-19 vaccine, you see Canada make COVID-19 vaccine. Do you think Johnson & Johnson is Canadian? Is Pfizer Canadian? AstraZeneca, do you think is Canadian? Moderna, do you think is a Canadian? All the GlaxoSmithKline, is it Canadian? You are doing drug in it, you want to go to Canada. And this is the problem, that people go to wrong places. Let your career path determine where you should go. And let those Canadians come for me tomorrow. I will teach you a lesson. I have a whole PhD from Canada. I'm partying. Imagine spending 4 years going to school, doing biomedical engineering, a whole PhD. You finish, your country no get job. I'll be looking for job online. jobs, biomedical engineering. It will take me to San Francisco and Boston. I'm in Saskatchewan. I'm in my house in Saskatchewan. I'm searching for jobs in Canada. And all the jobs will be showing up in New York, in Boston, in San Francisco. I didn't press America. I just pressed Canada. All the jobs go on America like that. America. I will just sit down. You will look at the jobs. Nothing will come up in Canada. It will tell you, do you want to change your career? Change it to something else. I will cry. I've spent 4 years on this degree. You think I just intentionally move one day and say I'm going to America? My jobs were in there. So before you make that career move, before you say, oh, I want to go here, you have to check. Is your job there? Are there opportunities for me there? Is my opportunity drying up? You can see the map we show tonight. Some opportunities are in Japan. They're not in the US. They're in China. They're not in France. All the countries are not equal when it comes to needs. Everybody's needs is different. So you have to find what I have. Where do they need it? Then that's where you go. It's not about who is shouting about Canada. It's not about who is saying, I don't want to go to America. They are killing people there. If that is where there is job for you, you quote Bible, you say, ye though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because God is with me. Now in America, they say my good luck day. Jesus go protect me. This is funny, but this is the truth. Right. We have to make sure that we are thinking through, okay, why am I picking what I'm picking? So when everybody's saying they are killing people in America, I said, don't worry, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, covered by the blood, under the blood, under the blood. Why? Canada didn't have my job. You want me to stay there and be saying they are killing, there is gun violence, Abby? After 4 years of PhD, I didn't get job. I should stay and be doing this. Government. I say under the blood, blood of Jesus, cover me under the blood. America here, come under the blood. Hey, they said that's where the job is. Under the blood. I'm under the blood. I just head straight to American border. Under the blood. I carry my stuff. So I'm explaining this because our prospects, our opportunities based on our career is not going to always be the same. Secondly, everybody don't have to migrate to tech. Let's find out your career. Is it good? Thirdly, let's know if you have to do anything in this new year. I want to make sure that that decision is correct. The first thing we should be doing this year is career path selection that will stand the test of time. That is future-proof. Future-proof career path. We need to select that for you. Because what you're doing right now, we need to know, is it future-proof? If it's not future-proof, we need to future-proof it for you. We need to make sure it's future-proof. So that when we are sure that your career is future-proof, then you can start to build on it. You can now build your expertise. You can build your knowledge. You can build your network because you know that that career path is future-proof. We don't want you to be building a house on a ground that is not a solid ground. You build a whole house on sand. If rain comes, what happened to that house? Even if it's 15-story house, if it is built on sand, when heavy rain comes, it will wash away that house. This is the situation when we have not made sure that your career is future-proof and you started building network, building certification, taking a master's degree in a career path that will die. A career path that they said the job is going to die, that the job is going to reduce. We can't do that. We need to pick the right career path first. After picking that, then we build on top of it. Should you book a consultation with me? You can book a consultation with me. You can write to us in the DM. But I think what the boot camp will do for you is more than booking a consultation with me. If you're thinking, oh, I need an understanding about how to future-proof my career. First, identify, is this career future-proof? Now, how to build a plan to become a leader in this career. if it's future proof. If it's not future proof, how to pick the one that is future proof and then build on top of it. The bootcamp will do that because there is more things you get out of the bootcamp than booking a 1 hour session with me. So I would say, instead of coming to say, you know what, I'll go talk to you, attend the upcoming bootcamp so that we'll be able to ensure we do career path selection to pick a future-proof career. We'll do skill mapping to make sure all the competencies needed for you to lead in that career path, we help you extract it. Then we discuss networking strategy. How do we update your LinkedIn, your resume, to make you a brand in that career that we think this is where we want to put you in and help you now do well in that career. The bootcamp will help you cover that. Dr. Ali answered my question. So I'm explaining this based on the question somebody else has asked. I want to book a consultation. I'm helping them understand consultation is good, but the bootcamp will offer you a lot more. Okay, I'm civil engineer with the intention of moving to Canada. Good prospect? Yes. At this point, Canada is building homes. They want to build tons of homes because we are bringing people into the country and we don't have a lot of housing. So civil engineering is good. Now, civil engineering, it is a very sensitive career in Canada. You need certifications. You need tons of different skill sets that it's peculiar to that industry. If you're a civil engineer, I want you to read about the Quebec Bridge. Just Google Quebec Bridge. You will see what happened on the Quebec Bridge, how many people died because of lack of certification. So when you're coming in as a civil engineer, I want you to let's have your skill mapping for Canada so that everything that is needed, certifications, technical competencies, you can be very solid. Because Canadians don't joke with building, construction, and civil careers. You have to have those certifications. You have to have those skills, else you ain't getting hired. They don't play. There is a Quebec Bridge situation that has happened to us tons of years ago. So, yes, it's a good career because they are building houses. Secondly, we need skill mapping so we can unearth all the stuff that is needed so that you can make sure you prepare appropriately as you try to move to Canada as a civil engineer. Global hospitality in the UK. So I just see your question there. I just see, can business owners petition for someone to work for the business? Yes, if your business is profitable and you can show that there is clear need of that person's skill, yes, you can petition. Absolutely. If you're in the US, so if you're in Canada, you should also be able to petition. Absolutely. I have a master's in English with collaboration in African studies. Please, what career path do you think I should take? What work experience do you have? Picking up a career path, it's a combination of the education and work experience that we use to pick an opportunity, not just the education. All right. How about MSc in transport management? Canada is picking transport people in their express entry pool. They need transport people. We have shortage of truck drivers, bus drivers, name it, all the drivers. We have shortage of that. We have shortage of people in transport management. So transport management is good for Canada, especially if you have good experience. I'm an HR generalist with a background in law. Where do I pivot? Okay. What country are you in? All of determines where we pivot because every country has their need. Depending on the need of your country, then we can say, maybe you can look at this. Secondly, when we want to pivot, like one of the things we do at the bootcamp, we do your personality test. Some people, their personality is very outgoing. Some people, it's not. So we have to be able, for HR, there are different branches of HR. For people who are outgoing, there are career paths that works for that. For people who don't want to talk to everybody, but they're still in HR, there are career paths that work for that. So before we pick a career path, usually I would run let's say you're at the bootcamp, we would do a personality test. And then we would say, based on this personality, these 4 will work for this personality. These 3 career paths will work for this personality because one size does not fit all. Secondly, this country, For HR, what type of people is trendy today that they're looking for those skill sets, and which area of HR is saturated? Picking a career path usually shouldn't be something that somebody is telling you on here. It's something that requires an analysis. And this has to do with your future. And because your future is important, we can't just, without knowing much about you, can't just say, is that one that you should go and do? There is more to that analysis than just saying that. And because this is important, it needs to be done well. Okay. I hope that helps at least to some extent. I want to do. So I have a degree in accounting, and I want to do business analysis course and move to the UK. Is that good? And this is one of the things we were talking about. Doing a course does not make you an expert in that field. Does not make you experienced in that field. You have a background in accounting, and you want to just go and take one business analysis course and believe you will get a job in the UK. That's not going to happen, especially in this market. The market right now is tough. Now, is business analysis the best thing you can do from accounting? I don't think so. Before you pick anything, you need to be able to check what are the numerous opportunities that I have. Somebody with a background in accounting can do audit, can do compliance, can do data analytics, can do, of course, financial analytics, can do business analytics. You have numerous options. These options, some of them have visa sponsorship opportunities than others. So before you narrow it down to business analysis, this is the place of talking to a career coach and doing a full-blown analysis. So we can, even if you're pivoting at all, we can pivot to something that is closer to your background and has opportunities for sponsorship visa, which I don't believe is business analysis for you, at least based on the little information you told me. All right. I'm a Nigerian lawyer in Canada, not wanting to go through the licensing in Canada. I am looking into cybersecurity, governance, risk, and compliance. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's not bad. Yeah, I think it's not bad. Cybersecurity is a hard sell for you a little bit. Because if they are looking for people with computer science background, I think they may wave their head. Instead of cybersecurity, maybe I can replace that with AML, anti-money laundering specialists. They hire people with law background. Governance, risk, and compliance, they hire people with law background. Cybersecurity, oftentimes they are not sure if they want people with law background. They usually prefer people with computer science background. So I think you have two options there right now. Now, I would suggest if you come have a discussion with me, then I can look at what area of law did you do in Nigeria and look at what other opportunities are connected to that area. Or if you come to the bootcamp, that's the first topic we deal with at the bootcamp. Career path selection is always the first thing so that we can know what career path you should pick. Now we build on that career path. Or at least I gave you two, but I don't know enough information to say those two are your best. But I think cybersecurity, it may be a hard sell because, especially for Canada, they want their computer science background for it most of the time. All right, all the best. I have a background in botany, worked in the bank for 3 years. I'm in Canada now, looking to pivot and to data analysis. It's not bad. I think it's doable. Absolutely doable. Yeah. I have bachelor's in chemistry with experience in occupation safety, chemical analysis. I currently live in Canada. Is it advisable to divert to DevOps? I think your career is not bad. I think safety, occupation and health and safety has jobs in Canada. There are some certifications that are required. There are some competencies that are required. But I believe it's not a bad career path. There are decent amounts of jobs on the market. DevOps is too far away from your background. I would say. If you even will pivot into something, I think DevOps is too far away. We can pivot to something a little closer enough where we can use your background, where we can still leverage on your experience. I think DevOps is absolutely too far away. This is the place of career path selection where we can pick something close enough to allow us to use your background. First, what you are doing has jobs. But there is some learning in terms of certifications. It needs certification. Safety needs certification. Quality needs certification. But it also needs some technical competencies that are critical. And you should be ready to talk to people because you will be doing plenty training for people. Yeah, but it is a doable career for Canada. Absolutely doable. So when I was looking for a job after my biomedical engineering degree, and I wasn't able to get a biomedical engineering job, my options were quality, safety, and process engineering. I was able to pivot into process and materials engineering, but safety and quality were options for me. Safety and quality, they have some certifications, they have some software skills that I was supposed to get. I skill mapped it, and there were jobs. I've supported a couple of people to cross into that path. I don't think I hate it for you, especially if you come with tons of experience from back home. It works around here still. It does. All right. Still looking through. All right. I think most of the questions that were dropped here, I try to answer them. My aim for us this year is that this shouldn't be a year where we are doing any follow. This shouldn't be a year where we are picking information from social media. I don't want to pay anybody. The mistake we make by not actually getting the right help is much more than the ignorance. When we don't try to get help that is comprehensive, we just pick a few things from social media. We have to always look at how much risk we have taken, especially for you who have left Africa and moved to the diaspora. You took a lot of risk. You paid a lot of money. You took a lot of sacrifices to move to a new country. This year, as you budget, you are budgeting for food, you are budgeting for rent, budget for career development. And as you budget for career development, budget for, I need to go to Dr. Hadi's career bootcamp this January, or I need to book a session with Dr. Hadi. Let's start the year with direction, clear direction in terms of this is for my career. The same way you went and said, I will pay for the gym this year. I will pay for that thing this year. I will pay for... Mercy, you are not my manager. You are not my boss. You can't come to my IG live and be ordering me around. If I don't see your question, I don't see it. Your hand is not paining you. You can retype it. You can't be talking to me like I collected money from you to come to this IG live. Did you pay me? If you can't retype your question, you can't retype your question. Then don't talk condescending on this channel. This is free information. Everybody is typing their question. I'm trying to pick it. If I didn't pick your own, you retype it. You don't tell me to go back up and be reading your question. That is complete sheer entitlement. Okay, back to my conversation here. Let's make sure we plan. 2024 is pregnant with goodness. No grief for anybody. But start by not grieving for yourself. If your body is telling you, don't make the right plan, don't go to the gym. If your body is telling you, oh, just sleep. If your body is telling you, why do you have to pay anybody for your career? You have to pay somebody for your career because your career determines whether you can make good money and buy that house. If your career is not good, you're not going to be able to buy that house. That papers, you're not going to be able to get it. So this year, if there are things you need to prioritize, your health. Absolutely have to prioritize your health. Because Yoruba will say, is when you are alive that you can actually do well. Somebody who is sick, somebody who is having problems cannot do well. Let's prioritize our health. If you have to go to the gym, if you have to wake up 20 minutes earlier to do that run, do it. Prioritize your health. This year, let's prioritize our career. The same way you can wake up in the middle of the night and be praying, you can be fasting. Let's prioritize getting the right direction for our career. Go and do doctor's appointment. Go to that doctor's appointment. Prioritize it. Prioritize it. Prioritize meditation. Prioritize, okay, I'm inviting you to the boot camp. Come to the boot camp. Let's make sure we have a good path for your career this year. I don't want you to stay in a career path that is disappearing and you didn't know. I don't want you to cross to a career path that is not the best for you because you didn't get enough information, because you just pick it from social media. Let's get you enough information. Have a roadmap for your career. Your career is connected to your happiness, to your money, to your papers, to everything. So is your health. Those two things, they are non-negotiable. If money has to be spent on them, spend them. Please, let's do that this year. My hope is this, that, when we are seeing people who are making that 350K, people who are making that 400K, you will not be saying they are capping. An average Nigerian, if you tell them somebody have 40 homes, they will say they are capping. You deserve success. Success that is good enough that you don't think people who are doing well are capping. You don't think people who are working and making 400K are capping. You don't think people who are doing well and making 210,000 are capping. You deserve to have a direction that moves you forward enough that successes of other people don't look like it's a lie. When you're working and you are only making 45,000 and somebody said, oh, I'm sharing that my mentee got a job, 240, just finished school, say it's a lie. There are miracles happening in people's lives when they get the right direction. Let's get you on a path to succeed so that you will not be saying it's capping. Please, let's do that. The world is full of possibilities. I was talking to someone a few days ago who I respect a lot, and she's been successful. And she told me that someday she wakes up and asks herself, is this me? Is this me that is this successful? How come? I told her, I said, why not you? Do you know how much you suffered? And then I asked her this other question. I said, if you were white, would you be asking how come? She said, that's true. I said, if you were white, would you think you didn't deserve this? She said, I would think I deserve it. Because, of course. I said, yes. You're white. You would think you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve the success. You deserve a good plan. You deserve that next level. You deserve to see good money. You deserve it. You deserve to work good job. You deserve to move to the US. Look, you deserve it. I had somebody ask me on here a few weeks ago, so are you an American too? Are you a Canadian American, you're Nigerian? I said, is it wrong? Is it wrong? Why don't I deserve it? You can have it all. You can. Let's put in the work. Let's get the support. This year, our mission is we can have it all. Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have the good job? Why can't we live in a good house? Why can't we have a good marriage? Why can't we have all the things that life promises us? We read the Bible, you read the Quran. It says that you're going to be the head and not the tail. It says that you're going to make it in life. Why do we believe we should not have it if the Bible says we will? We can have it. We just have to have the right plan, have the right support, so we don't have to work hard. Let's get the right information so we can work smart. You can have it all. Okay, I see that some people are still asking me a question here. So I'm in Canada already doing my graduate program in global business management, and I have a BA in history and international relations. What can I focus on in Canada with what I have? Do you have any work experience? When you share this information with me, can you share the work experience? This is how things work, right? If I look at your education and I feel like it's not strong, then I want to look at the work experience that you had before and see if I can marry them together or can push that forward as what we would use to now get you a job. Because your work experience from anywhere, we can use it to get you a job. If I feel like what you're studying, it doesn't look good, then we feel like let's push the work experience forward. If what you're studying looks good, but the work experience can be merged with it to be better, then it's easy to combine it. So when you tell me what you're studying, tell me what you have experience in, because it's a combination of that we would use to make a decision for you. I have a background in geology and a PhD in business management, but I have extensive work experience in sales and marketing. Please, what can I pivot into? I've been job hunting for some months now. What type of job have you been looking for? I like the background in geology because it's very mathematical. It gave you some, mathematics vibe there. And then the business management, with business management, you can do marketing, you can do product management, you can do business analysis. Why? Because it's business. And then there is mathematics in your background. You have experience in marketing. You can do product marketing, product management, marketing analytics, business analytics, digital marketing. There are multiple opportunities within these areas that you can do. You said you've been looking for jobs for months. What job have you been looking for? Now, before we can say this is the best one for you, now I will do work experience analysis for you. And during that work experience analysis, we will pick the one that looks very familiar, that has money, that has jobs on the market, and is very familiar. That's the one we will pick for you. Once we pick that, we uncover the skill sets, the competencies, then we build a brand. We build a resume, we build a LinkedIn profile around that career. Now, with what you have, like I said, there are numerous opportunities, but which one is the best? Based on jobs availability, based on being your comfort zone that you can claim. Yeah, so yes, numerous opportunities. One is always going to be better than the rest. We don't know right now because we've not done any analysis. But yes, you do have tons of opportunities that are good. All right, I'm looking at other questions. I'm a medical doctor with public health background, now with a master's in health and social management. A prospect for me is US or Canada. Can I pivot, ma? Your prospect is the US. US said they have public health. Based on the analysis we went through tonight, US said we will continue to love our healthcare professionals. That's where you go. You go where they're looking for you. For example, with what you have, you can get EB2 and IW done. With your public health, it will run it. They will give you papers. Why? Because based on that Deloitte analysis, they need you. They need you and they want you. So if you're looking for papers, they'll give it to you. They need you. I want to leave bedside nursing. So I spoke to somebody yesterday who is in this situation. I want to leave bedside nursing. Where are you located? That's the first question. Why? Because this person was located in the US and said, I want to leave bedside nursing. Our bedside nursing, she's done travel nurse. She was making very good money. I mean, over $200,000. And said, I want to leave bedside nursing. By the time I told her how much people in health informatics, public health, and other places make, she said, I don't want to leave anymore. This is nonsense money. This is not good money now. I told her, something got to give. And I'm telling you too, I don't know what country you're in, so I don't know the pay scale for areas you can pivot into. Madam Mobola Joko. I don't know. But if I know, I can help you analyze and say, would you be able to leave? Secondly, what do you mean bedside nursing? What area of nursing have you focused on because they pay more than one another? If you're focused on a highly paying nursing area and you want to leave, are you ready to take a pay cut? That's now the question to you, madam. I have a background. I think I've talked to this person. I've talked to this person. Yeah. BSc in maths and stats and 5+ experience in banking. What do you think would be a best fit for me? What do you mean? What do you think would be a best fit for me? Is it relocation? Is it a job? What are you looking for? I don't have work experience, just an Uber driver in Nigeria and want to move to Canada. Okay, so like I said, they're hiring Canada is bringing in transport managers. Uber driving will not cut it. You probably would need to look at, if you want to focus on transportation, you probably want to get a diploma. You want to get some license in transport. And yeah, you probably could be on your way to Canada being a driver of a truck or something like that. Not a Uber driver, like a truck driver. That's possible, absolutely. For construction, project management, well, what do they do as per digital transformation? Construction depends on the country you're in. You know, as we were talking, I've been yabbing Canada all day that when it comes to digital transformation, we don't have a lot going on. So when you are in construction project management in Canada, because technology is not at its highest level, you will do a lot in construction area. You will need the lead certification. You will need PMP and all of those good stuff that are needed, and some competencies to be able to get a job in construction project management. That being said, if you go to other places that are highly technical, they're doing smart construction now. And they would need a little bit more on that side. So depending on the country, when it comes to core competencies for construction, it's not the same, pretty much. But construction project management, it's not bad. It's a very decent career in every country, pretty much. Yeah, affordable housing is very important. Okay, I have a BSc in food science, worked in a pharmaceutical company for 9 years in Nigeria, MS in public health. What would be a good fit for me? What do you mean? What would be? Are you looking to change career? Are you looking to migrate? You know, let the questions be clear. All right. I think we are 3 minutes to the end of this IG Live. The aim was to come here and spend 1.5 hours. And I really do hope that this was the 1.5 hours well spent for you. If you're hoping that you want to attend the boot camp to be able to understand career path selection that will be future-proof, skill mapping so you can know what competencies to focus on for 2024, and really branding your resume, LinkedIn, and knowing where to look for those jobs, how to be aggressive about looking for those jobs. At the boot camp, we will also still talk about immigration. So we will bring an immigration consultant to come and talk about Canadian immigration pathways that are not common. Myself and an immigration lawyer here in the US will be talking about EB2NIW. We'll be breaking it down and answering your questions for 1.5 hours to make sure that you have enough clarity. And yes, if you're hoping that 2024 is the year where you don't go grief for anybody, you will succeed, you will do well, please join us next week, Saturday and Sunday. Not this week. Next week, Saturday and Sunday is when the boot camp is happening. It's a virtual boot camp. It's going to cost $200. I can tell you that it's going to be the best $200 you will ever spend in 2024. I can tell you that. It would direct your year in a very strategic way. It would. So I'm asking that if you want that good strategy regarding your career for 2024, please join me at the boot camp. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. You can pay in USD in Canada, in Canadian dollars, in Naira, all the currency. You can pay in Zimbabwean dollars. You can pay in South African rand. Any currency you want, we will take it. Reach out to us in the DM. I'm going to be in the DM for about 30 minutes to help answer some questions, as I also help sell some bootcamp tickets. So please meet me in the DM and let's continue our conversation there. I will be saving this recording. I will make it available. If you feel like somebody needs to know about what job is disappearing, or somebody that you know need to think about their career and know whether their jobs are going to really do well or not, please share this with them. I appreciate you. I thank you. I wish you the best in 2024. This year, it's a year that we no go grief for anybody. We move up this year. This year, let's stick to it. Business, let's do business. Let's focus on the right things. Let's not do unnecessary follow. Let's make sure every decision we take this year is data-driven. Thank you for your time. Have a good night, everybody. God bless. Bye now.